Hi guys, and welcome back. Okay, quick question: how far would you actually uh, risk letting a good friend of yours from high school to actual give him the heads up that there's actual an investigation under him for his name, under his name? Would you let him know? Would you keep it at a professional, actual level? Well, a former Colorado judge sentenced for obstructing a federal investigation of drug trafficking organization. And it was in northern actual Colorado, and it was a cocaine at a large scale trafficking organization. This judge is only 42 years old, and this actual investigation began in 2018. And there was actually a task force assigned to this actual organization to actually gather evidence and find out exactly who's doing what in the actual movement of this large scale cocaine. So, um, this judge um, was actually good friends from high school with one of the individuals named in the actual investigation. But how the judge found out was on an official capacity. So basically, he did not look up this actual individual's name. Um, wasn't asked to look it up. He actually discovered it in actual line of duty, as a judge. And this is what I don't. This is what I question. But apparently, they didn't see it the way I saw it. But this judge was on call, and this was probably 10 months, maybe 11 months after the investigation started. This actually happened on in April 2019, which is 9 months late, 11 months later. And this judge was actually on call. On call meaning there always has to be a judge available to actual authorize or to actually neglect actually deny a search warrant. So they just can't wait till the next day and find to court order. No, you just have to, it has to be somebody available 24 hours to actually either authorize or not authorize actual search warrants. It could be vehicle, it could be blood work, it could be your home, it could be your cell phone records, anything, right? So, but this actual officer, the one that's calling this actual name in, which is the judge's friend from high school, he let the judge know that his name was actually tied to this drug trafficker's social media account. Okay, this is an actual federal investigation. Okay, this is actually um, we're not talking about we're a local a local house bust. We're talking federal, with a lot of people, lots to lose, and lots of money actually dedicated, a lot of time, a lot of manpower for this guy to tell the judge, hey, by the way, you're mentioned on the actual on this guy's social media account. You're one of his contacts. You're one of his friends. And this actual task force officer didn't get any kind of actual. Well, it doesn't say on the report I'm seeing. It does not mention anything about that. So by now the judge seeing that he actually has ties to this actual drug trafficker, um, he did the right thing. He actually how do you say it? What's the word that they use? They actually um what's it called? He actually recused. That's actually what recused himself from the actual case. And how that actually happens is that he or actually somebody from the Attorney General has to actually contact the actual uh, Attorney General's office and his investigators. So that way, this judge is clear from actually having any ties or any actual suspicion through the investigation as it continues. And so the very next morning after this actual conversation with this actual task force officer, the judge contacts a mutual friend from high school, from the same group of friends. He contacts him and lets him know that that the drug dealer, their friend, is house, telephone, vehicles, everything is actually being monitored. And that right there blew it blew it for the investigation. The investigation is blown because now the actual middleman, the actual friend who actually told the drug dealers about the investigation. So now both of them changed patterns, and the middleman, the friend, went and destroyed all the communications and all the contacts with the sexual drug dealer. Not that he had anything to hide, he just didn't want to be associated with this actual investigation. And that right there, they got him for destroying actual evidence. And the actual drug dealer actually changed his patterns, trying to disassociate himself from the actual drug trafficking group. And that caught everybody suspicious because now, you know, all of a sudden, the person being investigated changed his actual habits. And this judge got 12 months and a day. Um, I don't know if he'll lose his actual. He has to lose his actual law license, and of course he won't be no longer a judge anymore. But yeah. So, what would you do? I have friends that I still talk to, um, even travel with, that are from high school, actually elementary, that are still we're still in contact, and I want to say that I would probably go a different route of actually letting this actual drug dealer know. If I were to do it, I'd probably go a different route and not actually insert another actual potential um, actual suspect, because now somebody else is gonna break the law because you got this person involved, and maybe drop a line, or actually you have to do it in face to face, because everything electronic is actually monitored at this point, so you can't risk that, and you can't talk in codes, so you actually do have to do the one-on-one, face to face. So yeah, so you know that's just the way life goes, and that's one of the things I told you guys. You gotta make sure you think things through for the consequences, and these consequences, yeah, they're life-changing consequences. Okay, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.